Yo, what's going on? I just want to talk about haters and how a lot of people will scrutinize you for doing certain things, and people will tell you why you're doing that. People will judge you, compare themselves to other people. Generally, you'll find that they won't compare you to themselves. They will be comparing you to other people on the internet. But I just want to talk about why you just shouldn't let that get into your mind. I know that's an easy thing to say, but it's also an easy thing to implement, but it's also, in the same time, it can be tricky to control in certain instances, you know? It's all about building up a good, strong mental capacity. I know for a lot of like older people, if anyone older watching, probably they've already built that up, but myself as a young dude, 21, it can be quite tricky sometimes to just ignore that noise and not think about the negative aspects. But I think at the end of the day, you just need to think about what importance or what does that actually bring onto you listening to what they have to say, because a lot of people online these days are just haters, and people respond a lot more to negativity rather than positivity these days. People just there's a lot of ankle biters on the internet, and they're just gonna talk shit in any opportunity they can, and it's just not worth it. You have to focus on what you're doing. That's why even for me right now, I'm recording this, right? I've got bugger all subscribers. I'm just a random bloke in my house, just trying to speak my mind and talk about things that some people might be going through, you know? I've made some other videos and I've talked and I've had people respond and comment and say they relate to it a lot and they find it quite good to listen to it, and yeah, other people's different like aspects. And I think that's an important thing in life, is to hear other people's perspectives who have similar sort of viewpoints to yourself. I think that it can be quite motivating. It can shed a light on certain things that you haven't heard. I found myself getting a lot of benefit from watching other people, generally a lot more successful people, but it's a long road at the end of the day, and everyone starts somewhere in their own pace. You don't have to worry where other people are at. I'm still just 21. I try not to let that get to my head at all. I think that a lot of people these days, though, they make it out like if you're not 23 or sorry, any sort of young age, and you're not already a millionaire, then like somehow you're a failure. And that's sort of what the first video on my channel I made, talking about, you know. But I put in the title, I'm 21 and I feel like a failure or whatever. Obviously that's not how I feel at all. I do not feel like that at all. I feel like I'm doing well with my life, and I feel super happy, content, with everything, with my relationships, with financially, physically, spiritually. I think for me though, the most important one is that spiritual journey, because I'm training in the gym every day, and that really works on my physical well-being. I have a good diet, and I take the right vitamins that I need to stay healthy. So physically, I've got that handled. I've got all my relationships handled. I think a spiritual one is it's quite a long journey, and it develops over a long period of time. And I think that a lot of things today in society, they really sort of just attack your mental and spiritual well-being, and it's something that's hard to counteract. you know I think that it's important to build up a spiritual well-being. That's another reason why I make these videos, is I just want to let what's on my mind hopefully relate to some other people. I think there's certain things that I need to get back into doing more frequently, like meditating, for example. I think meditating is a massive benefit in your life, that you can see a lot of great benefits from it. You're a lot calmer on average. To be honest, I found myself getting a lot more angry at kind of useless things that kind of really had no importance in my life. So I'm not really sure why I'm getting angry about. But it's almost that you can't control it. I would say naturally, I can be. I am quite an angry person. Like I find myself getting angry quite easily. I'm pretty sure I get that from my dad because my dad gets angry at pretty much everything. But I think I'd like to say I do a good job at handling that these days. And I'm just getting better and I just need to keep meditating. I think that's a massive one for staying in check, in mind, spiritually, mentally connected and in the zone. I think that's important. And yeah, and if you take all these things together and you put them together, it allows for you mentally to be strong and to be able to endure anything that people say, because I feel like a lot of life is just trying to deal with the crap from people, to be honest, because going to work, doing work's generally quite easy. Maybe some people struggle with studying, I struggle too with focusing, but at the end of the day it's all just related to people, what people do, what people say, and how you sort of react to these things. And we at the end of the day we all want to have a long great life with a beautiful family, and it all just starts at relationships and with people. So to anybody listening to this, just try to be more positive in the world, try to spread positivity. There's a lot of people who know me who would think that, like, who the fuck are you saying that, because they don't really know me, and this is how I am deep down with everyone that I know closely. Is don't just judge people by a book by the cover. Don't judge a book by the cover. A lot of people judge me at first glance as maybe egotistical or something. Maybe it's the way that I walk or the way that I talk or approach people, potentially. Maybe it's confidence that people don't like, and a lot of people don't like confidence. But you just have to I just try to be positive, and it generally works out and it makes you feel better. And yeah, I hope everyone takes that and spreads some joy to another person. Thank you.